Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft. And this is day 5. This is the last day, the weekend doesn't count, of no artifacts week. And what I mean by that, as I've explained the last couple videos, no drafting the artifacts deck. That doesn't mean I can literally not take an artifact. Obviously, if I see a Mox or a Soul Ring, or even if I would just particularly want Currency Converter in my deck, those are fine. What I'm trying to do is not draft the Academy Workshop deck that I draft, some might say, slightly too often. The one exception, if I get a Tolarian Academy in the first 3 picks, and in this case, I'd take Mana Drain regardless. This wouldn't change my first pick. I think you're supposed to take Drain over Memory Lapse, pick 1, pack 1. Hopefully Woode takes the Memory Lapse. Pretty plausible. There's also Fiery Confluence and Blood Crypt and Atali. Well, I'm going to have to take Demonic Tutor here. And funnily enough, if you saw a draft earlier in the week where I did first pick Academy on this week of all weeks, then I got completely cut and didn't play artifacts anyways. So we have dodged artifacts. To recap, we've drafted 5-color Nadu, blue-black 5-color mid-range garbage, really bad deck. That deck just did not pan out. A sick VV deck and a Mardu deck. Yes, that was it. So pretty good results so far, with the exception of that one blue-black deck. Actually, I think it was like 2-1, 3-0, 3-0. So, and plus a 3-0 today. I'm going to take Demonic Tutor. Goes all right with Mana Drain. There's also No More Lies and Arid Mesa. Arid Mesa might be... Arid is definitely the second best card, but I'll take DT here. We could be blue-black combo. I like that archetype as well. Could be blue-black control. Mana Drain and Demonic Tutor, I would say, are a combo. Just getting extra mana to use with Demonic Tutor is pretty good. And you know what? Maybe it's time. Maybe I do take the Necromancy here. What are the other options? It's really Necromancy or Windswept Teeth. And I think, given the cards I have so far, Necromancy makes total sense. All right. You know, the blue-black deck I had earlier this week that didn't really pan out, it was partially because I had an early Atroxa and Frantic Search that never turned into anything, so hopefully we don't run that back. But starting with a Tutor and a Reanimate spell isn't so bad. If this was a Polluted Delta, or really any blue or black fetch, I think I would have been inclined to take it, but given that it wasn't, oh, now I just take Animate Dead, for sure. I like Bloodstained Mire too. You know, the world where, let's say this Necromancy was Delta and I had Mana Drain, DT, Polluted Delta, I might take Bloodstained Mire, but here I'm easily going to take Animate Dead, and we're hopefully going to animate here. I don't draft Animate that often, so maybe my opponent, past maybe Blake here, won't put me on that. And also, I could get away from this Mana Drain if I needed to. Passing Bloodstained Mire and Pyrogoyf as notables, plus Mishra's Bauble. I do love me a Mishra's Bauble. A good metric for Cube early is like, how many cards do you have from Alpha, Beta, and Legends in your stack? Because those sets, they didn't have very many good cards. They had busted cards and they had bad cards, and we only put the busted cards in. And here, I think it's a pretty easy Xander's Lounge. Kaito is good, but a blue-black-red land, which is the 3 colors Animate decks mostly want, red for DAC, Faithless Looting, that sort of thing, or Sneak Attack. Plus, if I do want to play Mana Drain, I need some fixing, so this is a really nice pickup. Okay, well, I like this start. This start is looking nice. And then here, I guess I am inclined to take Liliana. I'm not the biggest Liliana fan, but I think that Blackcleave Cliffs is a little bit too speculative. I don't have anything for that. And if it was a Troll of Khazad-dûm, I'd definitely take it. Generous Scent isn't the one I want, though it is nice to animate them. And I love a Lingering Souls, but I think this is a Liliana right here. Oh, and then Sin, Spirit's Punishment. Nice. This is one of the better animate cards. So when it enters or attacks, you exile a permanent from your graveyard and put a token copy of it into play. And if it's a land, you get to repeat this process. So if you, let's say, Necromancy this, when your graveyard has 2 lands and an Atali, you're always getting Atali, and sometimes you're even getting the lands ahead of it. Blood Tithe Harvester is also good, but Sin is great, and it works with Flash. On turn 2, you flash this, it dies, then brings itself back. If you can set it up by having another thing in your graveyard, it could be even better, but we'll take the Sin here. And then, I think it's actually time to take Limdual's Vault. This is looking like a Limdual's Vault setup. Limdual's Vault over my boy Chromatic Star. I do love a Chromatic Star. Passing a late Voice of Victory as well. Oh, and Gristlebrand? There's also Imperial Seal, but I just took a Tutor and have a Demonic Tutor. So I feel like, so when you draft Reanimator, you need to balance basically like a couple different buckets. Tutors, animate spells, big creatures, and then mana fixing. And then you also want disruption, but that's not as important. Here, because I have 2 tutors already, I think taking the second big animate card or creature is better than taking Imperial Seal. Though at this point, it is probably looking fairly obvious that I'm drafting a lot of animate stuff. And now it's time for Oath of Druids. We're actually in the spot where Oath could be great. Oath Sin is also sick. You flip over a bunch of lands and then Sin and then just get like a bunch of creatures. Awesome. And then here, I could take Chain of Smog to also support that combo. But you know what? With Oath of Druids in my deck, I don't want Witherbloom or the Sedgemoor Witch. And Nurturing Peatland can help me cast Oath of Druids, which I like. Here, this could be a 5-color animate deck. 2 fetches are already gone. Fetches would be really good. I'll take this. I'll pass both parts of the Titania combo and a Tide Hollow Sculler. Red and 6 might do it. And also, Talisman of Dominance might be good. Ooh, I'll take a Lingering Souls. I don't know if I'll play it or not. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But it's definitely a strong card. And I haven't passed much in the way of artifacts, so I don't mind passing Mightstone and Weakstone. So after pack 1... we've got 1 red-green card, 1 green card, and a bunch of black cards plus 1.5 blue cards. That's pretty good. A DT, so we have 2 animates, 1 discard outlet, 2 tutors. Oath is kind of like its own thing, but obviously it's good at cheating things into play, and then 2 big things. Oh, and a Boseiju? Boseiju is pretty strong. Here, oh, Flash? All right, I love this. Now we're really talking. Sorry, Underground Sea, we got to give you up for the greater good here. Well, and Duress isn't coming back, but Wishclaw might, because I think Skull Clamp, Nadu, Fire Covenant, Duress, Underground Sea, Thundering Falls number 6, Key number 7. So I think Occult Epiphany or Wishclaw has a pretty good chance of coming back. Maybe Nadu doesn't get taken, maybe Epiphany or Voidwalker gets taken, but I'm pretty firm on like the lands, Key, Skull Clamp, Duress are all being taken, but it's okay. We'll take Flash here. Oh man, okay. So second pick, this is actually a little bit rough because I don't really want Mana Vault here. Like Marsh Flats would be way better for me, but I kind of feel like I'm supposed to take it because passing Mana Vault is just not a good idea. Pillage the Bog also coming back, I think. Passing Ajani and Felly, I don't mind that, but God, I don't like passing Mana Vault, but it's so bad in this deck. Maybe I am supposed to take Marsh Flats. It's just, I have no cards that helps cast, really. All right, I'm taking Marsh Flats. I think it's going to be really good for my deck, and I think I have to kind of pay that price here. I will take Watery Grave. It makes Marsh Flats an untapped blue-black. Vaultborn Tyrant is good, but I feel like it's not World Spine Worm or Atroxa. Those are better with Flash, I think. And, I mean, it's good with Oath, too. I don't know. I just think Watery Grave is really important, and there's a decent chance that Vaultborn comes back even, because passing a Hull Breacher, I guess there's 2 blue-black lands here. I could take Vaultborn and try to wheel one of those, because Retrofitter, blue-white land, Hull Breacher. This isn't a great pack. There's Green Suns. That's close, actually. No, my instinct is just still to take Watery Grave here. I think it's really strong. And then here, I'll take Remand over Mox Diamond, Once Upon a Time. I would play Once Upon a Time in this deck, I think, but Remand is just great. Sorry, Lutri. I don't particularly need Lutri either. Part of it is like with the Watery Grave is I really want to get to put Mana Drain in my deck and have it be easily castable, and I'm going to have a heavy black deck, so I would like to kind of make sure that both of those things work. And I have 2 really good creatures already. We haven't seen Atroxa or World Spine or Torsten. Itali's already gone. So, and there's Archon. Now we slam the Archon. It's not close. Archon is just so busted. Way better than Vaultborn. There's also Breeding Pool, Brainstorm, Collective Brutality, and Alpha Deathclaw. I'm interested in all these 4 cards. And given that someone's going to take Iteration, someone always takes Springheart almost, just about. Especially if the Nadu person ends up taking Nadu. And I just need 2 more of like Reckless, Stormseeker, Pilgrim, Haywire Martyr, Revoker to wheel something. I mean, the most likely card to wheel is Alpha Deathclaw. I don't think I'm going to wheel Brainstorm or Brutality. And there's a chance I wheel Breeding Pool, but I'm going to take Archon here. And then I'll take Spell Pierce. I love Spell Pierce. There's the Witherbloom. Here's Headliner. So not a lot of red after passing Fiery Confluence and Pyroglyph, but this pack does have some. Scrubland is like the one land that doesn't really help me because I don't have any white cards in my deck right now. And then here, I like Ugin and all that, but Darkslick Shores, K-Command. Taiga's interesting, but I don't think I'm playing red and 6, most likely. It does make fetches better. I'm passing a late Ugin to go with that Mana Vault. Ugin's good with Mana Drain. But I don't think this is an Ugin deck. You know what? I actually will take the Taiga. Oh, now I'll take Shallow Grave. Shallow Grave is great here. Passing Gadgeteer and Salvagers. The reason I want to take Taiga is I actually really want Oath to get in the deck. And I have Fetch, Taiga, or Fetch and Xander's Lounge. So I have some reasonable outs. Oh, wow. Underground Sea came back? I mean, Wishclaw is okay, but I don't even love it in the Reanimator decks. And Occult Epiphany is good. Is it better than another blue-black land? Another Underground Sea is really tempting. It's just really nice to have good fixing. And... Occult Epiphany is pretty good. I'll take Occult Epiphany. That's close. If I didn't have the Watery Grave, I'd definitely take it. But oh, and then here, I just passed a Gadgeteer. I passed a Nadu, so I could hate those. Or I could take Pillage, or I could take Zeator's Proving Ground. Proving Ground is a nice fetch if I want to get Ren and 6 going, or just splash any other colors. I think I'll just take Pillage. I already have a Tri-Land to go get. Oh, and Sunken Ruins came back? Okay. I'll take that. That makes me feel good about passing the other Underground Sea. And then here, I think I'll take the Sword. So the Alpha Deathclaw didn't come back. I guess Haywire Might's the card I'd least like to play against here. And then here, I don't think I'm going to play this. I'll pass Utopia Sprawl. There's more of a chance that I want to play Concealed Courtyard than they will do much with Utopia Sprawl. All right, so I have a good blue-black setup, and I have two pretty strong green cards to potentially splash. And if I get another fetch land, Ren and 6 becomes interesting. Let's see what we open here. We opened a Vamp and a World Spine Worm and a Cogwork and a fetch land. Oh yeah. Wow, this is tough because the 1-mana tutors are really good. You know, World Spine could wheel. It actually could. Because there's Vista, Tarn, Tundra is 3, Mystic Confluence is 4, Deep Cavern Bat's 5, Cogwork is 6, Upheaval 7. And that's not counting Sedgemoor Witch or Portal, which some people might want to play. Let's see. So if that's true, I think, given that I have one pretty good flash card already, I think I take Vamp, and even if World Spine doesn't wheel, Vamp I think will be really busted here. I mean, setting up Archon Shallow Grave is just so sick. Another reason, by the way, I took Occult Epiphany I didn't mention at the time, it's really good with Limdual's Vault, because imagine a world where you set up, if you have to pay a bunch of life, but maybe you set up having Occult Epiphany or Limdual's Vault. Look, Woode picked the Cogwork, so that's interesting. You didn't want Mystic Confluence or a fetch land? Huh. And then you Occult Epiphany into Archon and Shallow Grave or something along those lines. Here I'll take Emperor of Bones. It's not the best with Oath, it's true, but I don't think I want Gemstone Mine that badly, and Emperor of Bones is still pretty good. Also, sometimes I'll just have other creatures in my graveyard when I Oath anyway. So I've got really good blue-black fixing. I've got 2 straight-up untapped blue-black duels. Well, this is actually kind of 1, 2, 3. Oh, wow, look at this. Corpse Dance and Goryo's Vengeance and Persist. So there's Bayou and Bitter Triumph and Undermountain. I feel like I should just take Bitter Triumph. It's just so good in this deck, and I don't have much removal. Yeah. And then I'll wheel one of those almost assuredly. It's also even a Persist. Like, it's hard for one of those not to come back. Okay. I mean, it feels like this is open. Feels like I'm in the right spot. If I get some more green fixing, it would be nice, but even if I don't play Pillage or Oath, and I'm just blue-black, I don't feel like that's just not that bad either. I mean, there's a Taiga, Nurturing Peatland. Boseju's not really a fixer of sorts. Marsh Flats doesn't get green right now, but I just felt like getting a Bayou or even a green-white land maybe later is not that hard to do. And then here, all right, now we get to take Woodfall Primus. It's just so good with Flash. It's also kind of nice with Oath. Sometimes you Oath it up and blow up your own Oath. Passing LED Doomsday Yagwell, a lot of combo stuff. And Zagoth Triumph would be nice in this deck, but I'm going to take the Woodfall Primus. I think that's fine. And then here, yeah, Rumble is better in a Reanimator deck, but I think I take Consult the Star Charts because given where things are, I'm actually now thinking I'm just not going to splash green. I just don't really need to. So let's just be blue-black. And maybe if Oath of Druids is particularly good against someone, I could side it in. That seems reasonable too. So yeah, this worked out. Oh, wow. Mana Leak, what a gift. Oh, Frantic Search is also so sick, though. I guess I already have Mana Drain and Remand and Spell Pierce. No, I got to take Frantic Search. It's so good in this deck. Just having it to vamp up as a 0-mana discard outlet or set up with Limdul's Vault, kind of like Occult Epiphany, is just too powerful, I think. And then now there's an Exhume and a Through the Breach. Actually, Through the Breach I could also run. I've got a Xander's Lounge and a Marsh Flats. There's also an Urtai, which is a totally fine piece of disruption, especially if I'm not looking like I'm going to play Oath of Druids. And there's just Exhume. But I already have Necromancy, Animate Dead, Shallow Grave. And there was the one pack that had Goryo's and Corpse Dance that's going to come back. So kind of feel like I'd rather just take Through the Breach. Or, yeah, Through the Breach is also nice with Mana Drain. All right, let's take Through the Breach over Urtai here. Look at that Urza. I think I'll just take Baleful Strike. Oh, no, there's a Torsten. I'll take Torsten. I'm just going to line up, and I'm glad I took Vamp over Worldspine now. I'm just going to line up as many ways to just turn 2 flash and win as I can. And Worldspine didn't come back, but Deep Cavern Bat did, which I actually would rather have, given that I'm not even playing Oath anymore. All right, that works for me. And then here, I'm not going to play any of these creatures, so I think I'll take Gemstone Mine. I don't know that I'll main deck it, but it could, if Oath comes in, it could be good. And then here, there's Goryo's Vengeance and Corpse Dance. So Goryo's is one cheaper, but Corpse Dance works with Archon. There's also Persist that only works with Archon. Doesn't even work well with Primus. So I kind of feel like I should just Corpse Dance here. Seems like that would work out a little better. And then here, I'll just hate the Oculus. This deck also could just play Oculus, pass all the combo cards, and I guess Exercise is the card I'm least likely to want to play against here. All right, well, this worked out pretty nicely, I would say. Worked out pretty nicely indeed. If I play the Gemstone Mines, I have 5 blue-black duels. Oh, I guess Gemstone Mines also nice with Through the Breach. I have to cut a couple of cards. I kind of want to cut Liliana. Could also just cut Talisman Breach. Because right now I have 15 lands. I only need to cut like 2 cards. This is a really nice deck. At this point, I'll take Dead. I don't think the person I'm passing to is playing Artifacts. That would be surprising. I picked 2. I got like random. I saw there's random artifacts like last pick and stuff like that. Okay. We get one more card. It's an Exhume. I don't even know if I want to play that. All right, let's go see. But we were in the right deck. I'll tell you that much. All right. Well, I will say that taking Taiga over Darkslick Shores didn't work out, but I think my mana is pretty good. And I think I can play Through the Breach off 3 sources. This doesn't sound crazy, though. I do have to cut 3 cards now. Maybe I'll just sideboard Breach. I have a lot of ways to get things going. And I think I'll play Gemstone Mine because this deck is going to go for pretty fast games, I suspect. I don't think... And plus I can cut Talisman that way, too. I don't think Talisman's particularly good in this deck. I want to play 17 lands, though. And an even split, I imagine. 15. So right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 10 blue and 10 black. So I want the 11th black, I guess. Sunken Rune's also nice at casting Mana Drain. And... Oh, I get to play one more. I guess I'll just play 11 of each. I think 11 of each is better than 12 and 10, but I don't know. It's close. I mean, this deck is just really nice. Can I cut Liliana? Is that the last cut? Feels like it might be. For discard outlets, I have Frantic Search. Flash kind of counts as one. Oh, no, I can cut Exhume. That's the best cut. I don't like Exhume that much. I often find it's just not that great. And I have... Corpse Dance, Necromancy, Animate Dead, Emperor of Bones, Shallow Grave, addition to all the tutors. So this is just I mean, for not having any power, this is about as good as Reanimator gets. I guess the thing it's missing is Inquisition or Thoughtseize, but I still have Spell Pierce, Remand, Mana Drain, Deep Cavern Bat. That was such a good wheel. I like this deck a lot. It's also fast enough that I don't want to play Oculus, but I could definitely side in Oculus. It is good with the fact that this deck does fill its graveyard. I just think this deck's going to end a lot of games really early. At least that's the plan. Actually, the biggest card I'm missing is Entomb. If I had an Entomb, the deck would be better. But I mean, this is a very good Reanimator deck. I think taking the Frantic Search was awesome too. All right, Sven, my teammate, has a Gleemox, is also Reanimator, but more like our beatdown version, actually. This is like Bowmasters, FOMO, Gut, Lelia, K-Command, Chandra. Does have a Tali to go with Reanimate, but Reanimate's a great card. Yeah, this deck looks sweet. Very solid. Oh, and the Hull Breacher and Balance in the sideboard. I love that. Oh, should I be playing Unearth? It gets 3 pretty good 3s. All right, well, I told Sven to cut a land. Paul here, Paul Chinas, has Emerald, Jet. Got past the Jet, so Sam has a piece of power. Red, Green, White Beats. Minsc and Boo, Fury, Titania. Titania with what? Just, 3 fetches? Yeah, that's great. Moloch. Oh, has an Endurance. I don't have to worry about that. And Splashing White. Kind of Splashing White. Just really good mana overall for Seam Rip, Prismatic Ending, Elspeth. All right. And then Nacho is on Jeskai as usual with Mana Crypt. A lot of duels. Mother of Runes, Guide of Souls, a Johnny, Adeline, Wandering Emperor, Palace Jailer. Love a Pyrokinesis. Flame Slash, Abrade, Memory Lapse. Yeah, pretty solid decks. Not an excessive amount of power. I guess one of my teammates has 2 Moxes, and then each of these have 1. But we also know we passed them an Ancestral, and Sam passed us a Mox Jet, so... And of course, I have no power. But let's go ahead and battle and see how it goes. All right, time for round 1. On the draw here, yeah... I feel like this hand is fine. If I draw a tutor, a flash, a discard outlet, all those things are good. There's a tutor. All right, so play this, and we'll see what we draw on turn 2. Okay, geez, they're going hard. Let's see. Sin, Spear's Punishment. So I think I just Demonic Tutor for flash here. Yeah, seems like the play. And then next turn I can flash in. Oh, I have a funny play here. I could run. I could discard Woodfall Primus to hand size, then flash in Sin. Well, we'll see what they do, I guess. So, Natural Order. Well, I guess leaving up Spell Pierce could have been good. Oh, into World Spine? Okay. So, how do I do this? I discard Woodfall Primus to hand size. I then flash in Sin. Its trigger either puts itself into play, and I take 15, I go to 4, and then I attack with Sin and put in Woodfall Primus, or I just flash in, or Sin's trigger puts Woodfall Primus into play, in which case I could block, and if I block, the reason I think it might make sense to do it this way is because that way I end up with either like another big creature in my graveyard for Animate Dead. So if I block, I take 9 down to 10, then I have a 5/5 Woodfall Primus. I could put in Sin. I think this is okay. And then I kind of hope, I'm just going to do this now, because if I hit a land, it would be good. Flash, Sin. Let's see what I get. Okay, I got Sin, which then gets Woodfall Primus, blows up Spar's headquarters. And then now I do take 15. Sorry, because I hit this and they're both tapped. But next turn I might be able to, let's see, do I want to upkeep do anything? I don't think I would have Limdol's Vault on upkeep. Corpse Dance. So if I double block, so I think, let's see, I can attack for 13. That doesn't do it. Unfortunately, these are not in the graveyard now. So if I double block, then they get 3 worms. And if I just block with 1, I take 9. I'm trying to see if there's a way to do anything very productive here. I could animate a Llanowar Elf. That doesn't do a whole lot. I could attack with Sin and get this Gemstone Mine back. I could play Emperor of Bones, triple block. Everything's gone. And I'm at 1 land. I don't think I can actually really win here. The world spine was pretty good. Usually that doesn't quite natural world spine. I don't find to be like great, but it's good here for sure. All right, and yeah, I think I just lose here. I mean, if I triple block, they make 5/5 worms, and then what? And then I don't even have this land in play. All right, damn, that was a quick natural order. Okay, I don't think I want Exhume or Oculus. This would be a matchup where Oath of Druids would be good, but I don't know about putting in the green. I don't know. Feels like this deck's pretty consistent and fast. I don't think I want Nurturing Peatland either, or Through the Breach. So if I put in the green, I would basically Marsh Flats doesn't get it. No, it doesn't sound right to do that. Okay, well, let's hope things go a little better. All right, I would like to play first. Okay, this hand looks good as well. This hand could also go like turn 2 Bitter Triumph, turn 3 Liliana as disruption. I just need to draw a big thing to flash into play. Torsten or the like. If they play a Mana Dork here, I'm almost assuredly going to Bitter Triumph it. Well, they're not that likely to play a Mana Dork if that's the mountain is the turn 1 play. Is this Elvish Spirit Guide Undermountain Adventure? Is that what we're considering here? Feels like we're considering something. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe Elvish Spirit Guide play a Mana Dork. I just kind of think it's Elvish Spirit Guide that is leading to these questions. It could be that they're just doing something else, and again, they're not passing. But mostly on the draft server, people just play. Like people don't spend a lot of time, sandy dogs aside, maybe just like letting your clock tick down. So it feels like they might have something to decide here. And Elvish Spirit Guide was typically a somewhat tough decision because you're throwing away a card permanently to get this green mana. So is it worth putting a Llanowar Elves into play off Elvish Spirit Guide? Sometimes. Okay. Any big creatures, any monsters? Oh yeah, that's a monster. All right, let's pass the turn here, and I'm just gonna vamp. Could vamp for anything. Probably just want to get Woodfall Primus is my guess. Oh yeah, definitely. Let's go vamp. Because I think that's going to be better than any of the other options, given what they've got, which is nothing. Land, Flash, Primus, blow up Ketria Triome, and then it comes back and we're going to blow up the Mana Vault. All right. And they can cycle something, I guess. Cycle Lorien Revealed, sure. Pick up, do they have a breeding pool? And then I have Liliana, they have Spar's Headquarters, and Emperor Bones and Bitter Triumph with 2 removal spells. And Emperor Bones could maybe get back this Woodfall Primus at some point. So I'm going to go most likely Spar's Headquarters here. All right, let's take my turn. Sunken Ruins. I'm just going to play Emperor Bones here. I don't really want to play Liliana and +1 it. Let's exile the lands out of their graveyard is generally the best thing, just because, I mean, I guess I know they don't run in 6, but they could have other lands synergies. Pass the turn. I've got Bitter Triumph up and Liliana of the Veil. So I've got 2 removal spells. Basically, if they kill the Woodfall Primus, I can one-shot it back with Emperor. If they don't kill it, then it'll probably kill them. Oh, and I even get to kill Nadu without drawing them a card, thanks to this Liliana. I like it. All right, I'll play my land because there's a chance I might want to use Bitter Triumph or Emperor of Bones. You sack a creature. Beginning of combat. I think I'm actually going to go for this here. Emperor Bones Nadu. Because if I do this, this puts them to 2. And then they have a Mana Confluence in play, and they're dealing with 3 creatures. So it seems like that'd be pretty difficult for them to end up coming back from this. Okay, got game 2. Nadu doesn't really change where I'm at here. Let's roll. Let's get in there and turn 2 flash. I had a turn 3 flash there. That was pretty good. But on the draw, might need a turn 2 one. The one weakness of this deck, I think, or the main weakness, is I don't have any free cards or 0-mana XL. So sometimes on the draw, you just have to, and without Thoughtseize also, like, they go turn 1 elf. I don't love that. The upside is I do have turn 2 flash sometimes, or sometimes spell pierce, or in this case, flash. Oh, and I like Frantic Search Emperor Bones, because if I draw a big creature, I can set that up. Obviously, I need to draw a black at some point. Oh, I also changed it to play 7 swamps, 5 islands, plus all the duels, because I feel like this deck is better off there. Oh, they're mulling, so that makes it less likely they have a super early natural order. Let's go. Turn 2 Woodfall Primus Flash is going to be nice. That just buys a lot of time, I would say. Okay, no. Hoping it was a tap land. Okay, well, Gristlebrand is something good if I can draw a black source now. Greaves? Okay. Grieve up that Mystic. You might as well. Okay, well, any land now is great. Well, any black source. I'll flash in Woodfall Primus. Destroy a forest. Destroy a mountain. I think I'm just going to kill the 2 lands and hope that I can draw, because if I draw a black here, I pretty much end the game. All right, let's go. Okay, this is going to be a brutal loss if I lose here. Just turn 2 flash. I mean, it is possible they play Nadu now and I end up in a bunch of trouble, but oh man, they get to Lightning Greaves it up. Felt like killing their lands was good, especially since they didn't play any Triumphs the first couple picks. All right. Land here is still incredible. Swamp in particular. I can hit them for 12. Okay, they like their hand. All right, I don't like that. Swamp, let's go, let's go. All right, so now definitely go Frantic Search here. Discard Gristlebrand and Island, I think. Untap these lands. And now I think I'm going to go Deep Cavern Bat here. Take Death Greeter's Champion. Oh, they have Caracas. Okay. And then I'll pass. Yeah, I guess this lets Territorial Kavu get me. I was really scared of Nadu, though. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I batted them to try to stop Nadu. No, I lose. Wow. It's possible that I should have actually still done it anyway because their Kavu is going to get to eat my Gristlebrand, which that wasn't good, but maybe I should have just killed the Greaves. God, I feel like I messed this game up in a million ways. It's tough stuff. All right. I'm pretty dead now. They get 6 triggers. They've used 3 of them. They hit Vaultborn Tyrant now. Yeah, so what I guess... I don't know if killing the Greaves was right or wrong. I guess if I had black in hand, it was probably right to not kill the Greaves. Without black in hand, it was pretty wrong, maybe. Putting Gristlebrand into play here wouldn't have won me the game. I have no zeros, so that is whatever. Like, it turns out if Nadu was their top card, I think I was going to lose either way, because with just a Vaultborn Tyrant left, I don't think I'm beating this. They also get to get mana from their birds. They'll pay the life. All right, so they've... I don't know how many times they've used Nadu. Well, bird second time. They hit Dak Faden. Well, at least I get to Spell Pierce that. Yeah. The Nadu remains untargetable. Oh, they didn't kill my Gristlebrand. Interesting. All right, I'll take 3. And they'll move that there. All right. They didn't play anything else. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Unfortunately, my deck can't really use Gristlebrand mana all that well. Even if I Corpse Dance and draw 7 cards, Like, what am I playing afterwards? I just have no moves. Yeah. I guess the one thing I could have done differently that would have made an impact is killing Lightning Greaves. I still might have been in trouble against Caracas, Nadu, and all that. But, or just drawing a Swamp on turn 3, I win easily. But that's, is what it is. Can put in Gristlebrand, draw a bunch of cards, and then lose. Oh, I guess so. All right, fair enough. All right, time for round 2. So, looking back on that game, I think the main thing is I should have just killed the Greaves. I just didn't have a fast enough clock. I do believe if I had a Swamp in my hand, it was right to make the play I made. But without the Swamp, given that I didn't know how long it was going to be, I didn't have the speed to take advantage of it, and everything stemmed from that. May have still lost, who knows, but definitely messed that up. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I think that hand's missing too many things. This, on the other hand, yeah, I think I keep this. I put back Corpse Dance, and I could vamp for Sunken Ruins, but hopefully I just draw a land and I can vamp for like Flash or something. Oh, I guess I just kind of have to vamp for Sunken Ruins now, is my guess. Playing against Mono Blue Lutri. Vamp. Sunken Ruins. Draw. And then just pass the turn here. And hopefully get to drain or remand something. So they actually are mono blue. Subtlety, Force of Will. Geez, a lot of that sort of thing. All right. Still drawing lands would be pretty decent here. Watery Grave. Did I see a Daze? No, I don't think so. Oh, they have Time Vault Key and Miscalculation. All right, let's just play this and pass. They didn't put Lutri into hand either, so they have mana for something. Drawing a land there was really nice. Now if I draw another land, then I can start doing things. Or if they tap mana for something, of course. All right, let's just chill. They I think I have Flash in hand, and I want to give myself the ability to represent that. Well, also just leaving counters up, of course. Oh, Urza's Saga. That's bad. Oh, key? I think I just let that go. Because they have Tezzeret as well, so countering the key doesn't seem quite as intriguing. Land. I think I Demonic Tutor now. If they counter it, I'm totally fine with that. And then I think, do I want Flash? This is where Entomb would be good, of course. I could just get Frantic Search. Though Flash is an instant. Let's still just take the Flash. So now I actually have the Flash that they might have thought I had before. And then pass the turn. Saga ticks up to 2. Land go. Okay, just take my turn. Land go. And end of turn, I'll probably run Flash with a counter backup. Unfortunately, Sin does put things into play tapped, so I don't think I can ambush their construct. Okay. I'm just going to cast Flash now in case they get Ghost Vacuum. Put Sin in the graveyard. Okay, now with Sin in play, if I can get anything else into the graveyard, then I'll start reanimating it. Okay, I played an instant speed 7/7. And then they get to go search for something. I'm not sure what it will be. What's their second best 1-drop to go get? Retrofitter's pretty good. At some point I might have to Woodfall Primus that. Yeah. Feels like maybe I just took a little too long this game. I don't know. It's pretty rough against someone with Vault Key. You can't get too aggressive, you know? Oh, I drew Frantic Search. That's actually exactly what I wanted to see. So let's go Frantic Search. I'm just going to discard 2 lands. Untap 3 lands. Yeah, this is not going great. Play Emperor of Bones. And if this gets subtletied, I guess that's fine. And I think, let's see, they can, right, end of turn, they can make a token, untap, make a flyer. This will be a 5/5. The next turn, they can make a token, untap, make a token. Geez, there'll be 7/7s already. I think I'm almost just dead to those. What I think I need to do is, I think I am going to attack with Sin here. And then I'll just chump with Emperor Bones, get 2 lands, and hope that I find something good. I'm just going to get soloed by Urza Saga Key. Would appear so. They'd considered instead of using the retrofitter to make that into a servo. It was kind of interesting. All right. Kara. What do I need here? I need to put an Archon into the graveyard is what I need, but I don't have a route towards doing that anytime soon. Yeah, I got a block. Okay. Chump, go to 9. All right, I guess I'm dead. I can get back Emperor and do nothing, and then do nothing, and then die. All right. Do I want Oculus? I don't want Oath of Druids. Boseju's kind of interesting. Like, it might be that I want Haywire Might. It's funny, I might side in green and not side in the Oath, though I think at that point I probably would put in Pillage. Because I want to put in those. I put in a Forest. Nurturing Peatland. Taiga, I guess, doesn't really do anything spectacular for me. So if I put in those, I could take out Liliana. I think is like, it's a discard outlet, but it's also just kind of weak. And honestly, Bitter Triumph doesn't seem very good from what we've seen. And then take out Swamp, Island, Swamp. Because I'm putting in a black source. I'm basically taking out one of each and then having a little bit more interaction. All right, I think I will run that. All right. I'm just going to get destroyed with this deck? That's such a shame. I think this deck is pretty nice. Okay. I will say Retrofitter Foundry and Time Vault are pretty good against this deck. And then there's this hand. All right, I'll mulligan this. Sure, I'll keep this and put... I guess... I have a double blue card, but I have a lot more black cards. I'm not putting back Forest, I don't think. Let me look at my deck. This is close. I don't have a single double black card left. And I do have a mana drain. I think I'm supposed to put back Swamp then. So it's a little awkward to be sure. Okay. I will say the mono blue Time Vault Force of Will deck isn't exactly my dream matchup. The green deck I don't think was too bad, but didn't work out. If I had blown up the Greaves, maybe I would have won that game. Definitely. This match so far, I've mulliganed twice and I don't think really had hands that are doing much. Nice. You love to see that, huh? All right, well, Deep Cavern Bat at least gives me a little something to do. I'm glad I sided in the green. Jeez. Okay. What do I want to take? God, this is, I can't think of a better hand they could have. Turn 1 Graveyard Hate and then Counterspell plus Time Vault and a way to untap it. That's lovely. Hit for 1. They can Brazen Borrower, but then I can just replay the bat. And they're leaving up Counterspell, so let's just pass the turn here. They are going to Brazen Borrower right now. Interesting. Huh. They drew Urza Saga? Okay. That's not very reasonable, unfortunately, for me. Tutor. Let me take it, because they have a Counterspell still. God, I don't think I can beat the Saga either. I mean, I could get Haywire Might or Beseju. What are they going to do here? They're going to do end of turn play Brazen Borrower. I could play Bat, but I kind of want them to counter, not you be able to use their counterspell mana this turn. Honestly, I think I just get Mana Drain. I think that's going to end up working out better. I don't think I'm going to win this game regardless, but drawing Urza Saga on top of already really good hand. Like the one way I could beat them this game is if they don't draw lands, but they drew the best land, I think. I mean, maybe it runs out and they wish they just had more islands, but I kind of feel like this is going to be pretty good for them. And they can hit me for 3. That I don't mind too much. So they don't have Lutri in hand. They have those 5 cards plus or 4 cards plus unknowns. They didn't draw land that turn at least. Play Bat. Hope they counterspell it. Yeah. Pass the turn. They can Ghost Vacuum it. I can't do anything about that. I just want to leave up Mana Drain to counter Time Vault. Because otherwise I just lose. So, I mean, I could have Mana Drained and batted, but I feel like that would be less good than just getting this done and not having to worry about them bouncing the bat. Like maybe this is just done with it. Unless they have Force. If they had Force there. I still am not in good shape though. At least the Saga's gone. They got no counter. They got no tokens. They have 2 lands. All right, things could be worse. If I draw a spell here, I'm actually close to casting Torsten. The funny thing is I would have been able to cast Gristlebrand here if I drew Gristlebrand, thanks to Sunken Ruins and Mana Drain. Or Archon. Either one of those would have been nice. All right, land. And they can play Tezzeret. Just going to die to this Brazen Borrower. I guess so. Any flashes? Sure. I mean, at least I might be able to set up like a big animate at some point. If I can get like multiple creatures in the graveyard, overload the Ghost Cannon. Am I going to just die to this Brazen Borrower and do nothing? That's going to be really sad. Okay, they're not doing anything. Okay. Interesting. Cycle Miscalc now. Huh. See, they probably have drawn a land by now. Yeah. I go to 6. And I go to 4 here. I think I have to do this. I mean, I think it's just flash. If they counter it, then that's bad for me. Let's go flash, leaving Forest up in case I find Haywire Might. Okay, they didn't find the Forest. If they found the Forest, then it would have been bad. Unfortunately, the key actually is really annoying here. Oh, okay. We're in hard cast Gristlebrand territory at some point here. Because if they didn't have the key, I'd be able to mess with their Ghost Vacuum. Land. Pass the turn. And I've got a nice one here. They're going to Ghost Vacuum the Torsten, I imagine. In response, I Beseju the key. Or the vacuum. In response, they play Fairy Mastermind. Okay. I guess I'm dead now? Damn, because I was hoping to go to 1, Necromancy Torsten, and then discard Gristlebrand and do some things. Instead, I'm just going to die. What a sad state of affairs. Just died to a Brazen Borrower from 20. Look, I just have all these cards in my graveyard to reanimate next turn. And they don't have any counters, and I have 14 1/1s. But they're going to kill me with Fairy Mastermind, Brazen Borrower. 0-2. Yeah. All right. So it goes. So it goes. That was tough. Not a good matchup, to be sure, but... Phew. All right. Well, playing at Sam, who's on red-black combo. Like, it's got Underworld Breach, I think. Like, LED, some weird stuff like that. Let's see what else. What else we got over there? Lotus Petal, Trinket Mage, Mox Sapphire. All right. Duress, Wheel of Fortune, Opal. Yeah, some weird stuff. Yeah, Demonic Consultation, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Mox Ruby as well. I guess, yeah, LED. I guess we don't know. I don't know if we know literally about Breach, but a lot of the other cards look like it. I'm going to keep this hand. Spell Pierce is probably my best card against him. At least it's very good. And I just need and I have a discard outlet and a reanimate. So I just need to find a big thing. Seems like a great hand to me. Can't wait to see how it goes wrong. Oh, that game against Mono Blue, that was tough. Both those games. The sick part was, without the Fairy Mastermind, I actually think I'm starting to win that game. Oh, well, we're spell piercing that. No shot. No shot. All right. Interesting. Had a 2-drop then, definitely. Sure, I guess I'll play this and thin my deck a little bit. Can play Inti now or something? He's got that as a 2. No duress. Do I want to kill that thing? Yeah, I guess so. Seems like it's worth it. And discard Corpse Dance. Just getting dressed anyway, so all right. Let's go, let's find some action here. Well, that does count as action. I'm pretty far away from a big creature being in the graveyard, so I don't love that part, but oh, there's the Inti. So far, this hand has not worked out well. I've drawn land, Animate Dead, which is none of the cards I'm really looking for. I mean, Animate Dead, I guess, is better than a land. I could draw Frantic Search, or I could draw Tutor. Sam's gonna discard a VV. All right. Let's hope he doesn't hit lands. He hit Pentad Prism. Well, that does not help my quest of him not hitting lands, I guess. And he drew a land for the turn. He's gonna play a Pentad Prism. All right. Into Imperial Seal. Something's going down next turn. Mostly me. Yeah, I can't catch a break today. That's unfortunate. Maybe the first match was within my grasp. I don't know about the second one. I don't think there was a whole lot I could have done massively differently. I could have animated VV, but that doesn't really do anything. Discards the LED. Interesting. Exile Swamps. What did he tutor for here? Shieldred. All right. And one more. Well, at least now I know I don't need to play Reanimator anymore. I mean, this is a great Reanimator deck minus an Entomb, and I am not even coming close to winning a single game. I don't think I want Entomb or Through the Breach, or Exhume rather, or Through the Breach. I think I'm just going to run it here. I'm going to play. Yeah, I'll keep this. Once again, a Spell Pierce against a double Mox deck. That's pretty nice on the play. And Rage Channeler is fine. All right. Here, I'll let him surveil first. Not that it's going to change much, but then I will Spell Pierce. And then turn 2, I could consult the star charts. Let's see what I draw. Nice. I'm just going to wait until turn 4, I think. Just cast it for both. I don't really have time. Oh man, if he has another 0 here. Whew, these draws. Well, I guess I'll take 3. And draw another land. This has really been a fun draft, I will say. I'm sorry for subjecting you to this, but this is just done. Oh, this gives me a shot. Okay, I'm not even going to consult here. Because if I draw a Corpse Dance or Shallow Grave, I mean, that's the best thing that could happen. I didn't draw it, but that's okay. It's okay. No more mocks. Didn't hit the other mocks, so I take 6 here. Let's see. I'm going to Limdual's Vault. So this has, oh, Frantic Search, Mana Drain, Occult Epiphany, Demonic Tutor, Bitter Triumph. Interesting. I'm at 11. So I could keep this. I could Frantic Search, put in Gristlebrand. I could Frantic Search, Demonic Tutor, and I Animate Dead, no mana floating on Gristlebrand. I could also go like Frantic Search, play Emperor Bones, and then target Gristlebrand but not do it and leave up Mana Drain. Is that any good? Bitter Triumph. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to keep this pile. I'm not sure what I want to do. He's 7 cards in hand. He's got Oracle and Imperial Seal in the graveyard. Because what I could do also is I could keep up Frantic Search and then cast Frantic Search and keep up Bitter Triumph plus Mana Drain. And then hopefully set up something really nice. Frantic Search into those 2 and then have my top card be Demonic Tutor probably. Yeah, I kind of like that. So I don't want to pay life. Occult Epiphany, Demonic Tutor, Bitter Triumph, Mana Drain, Frantic Search. Take my turn. He draws a card. And Frantic Search. I think I just discard Woodfall Spiras. Oh, actually, I wanted Spears on top. That's why I clicked it that way. Then I clicked any order as usual. And then I have Bitter Triumph here. So, and I think I'll play this and discard a card, killing the Dragon's Rage Channeler and pass the turn here. And kind of put the onus on Sam to do something. Is Pentad Prism for 2? Sure. I think that's fine. He's going to want to play something else in order to get Steel Cutter going. He's used a Pentad Prism to do that. It's interesting. Huh. Don't know why that would be the case. Interesting. So if he's keeping counter up, then it's going to be a little tough. Emperor Bones. Go to combat. Target Gristlebrand. And Emperor Bones the Gristlebrand. At this point, I kind of have to run this. And Baleful Mastery and I die. Yeah, maybe I could have done a bunch of things there. But the problem is, and this is a big problem I have with this deck, I can animate Gristlebrand and attack, but without any free spells, Force of Will, Grief, or like Moxes or anything, I can't do anything afterwards. Huh. Was this deck a lot worse than I thought? I mean, it going 0-3 is whatever. That doesn't necessarily mean it's worse, though obviously it clearly can. But it felt like having 2 good tutors plus like medium tutor, but still does the job. Flash. Animate, Shallow Grave, Emperor Bones. And then Necromancy and Corpse Dance are a bit worse, for sure. With Remand, Mana Drain, Spell Pierce, Bat as Disruption. Bitter Triumph, Lilian, and Frantic Search as discard outlets. Consult as like a cantrip. And then, and Occult Epiphany also. And then 5 big creatures. But I guess not. Let's take a look at the draft. I'm curious what I could have done differently. Well, it could have taken Lapse over Drain. I don't think that was right. I even wheeled Gristlebrand. I took DT, took Necromancy. So I guess I could have gone Drain into Arid Mesa. And if I went Drain into Arid Mesa, I'd definitely take Windswept Teeth. And then I'd take Bloodstained Mire or Pyroglyph. Because I'd be aiming for like kind of like a Jeskai sort of deal. Or Domain. And then probably Xander's Lounge. And then probably either Generous Ent or depending on, maybe my mana would support Lingering Souls. Then I'd want Subtlety, I think. Probably not Indatha Triumph. And then either Stomping Ground or Voice of Victory, maybe Chromatic Star. And then like another Triumph, some lands. So a Red and 6 would have been a great pickup. So I would have had a decent Domain deck after pack 1, but I just felt like Drain into DT, into Necromancy, into Animate Dead, into Xander's Lounge, into Liliana, into Sin, into Limdul's Vault, into Gristlebrand, into Oath, into Peatland, and then the rest whatever. Then I opened Flash, took Marsh Flats, took Watery Grave, took Remand, took Archon for sure, into Spell Pierce. I could have taken Dark Slick, but I don't think that was a huge issue. Into Shallow Grave, into Occult Epiphany over Underground Sea even. Pick up Sunken Ruins, open Vamp. Yeah. I definitely could have played my way into at least one more win, or like maybe a match win. I don't know if not at least. Maybe I could have played my way into another match win, or maybe I could have played these games differently, but things just kept not working out to like a pretty incredible degree in a way that makes me not like Reanimator. This is kind of why. It all goes right and sometimes it's still bad. Or they play a Ghost Vacuum and it takes you so long to get around it. So you will not see me drafting this deck that much more. It just keeps not working out for me, and generally not for my opponents either. So that'll do it for today. Lessons learned, and we conclude No Artifact Week with, I believe, an 0-3, an 0-3, a 3-0, a 3-0, and a 2-1. So that's 8-7. Would have done better if I drafted artifacts. I'll be back tomorrow with some more drafts. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.